Yo, what's up guys, Genius X here, and today I'm here to bring you my Week 2 Battle of Hive against Palidan. Unfortunately, Palidan had to leave the league due to personal reasons, so that's why you see Mayo on the screen right now, but when I battled him, he was still in the league, and yeah, this was his team since transactions weren't open yet, let's get straight into the team. The first one we have here is Megalopony, which honestly just decimates him. It gets a kill almost every time. The only really thing that can wall it, which I did expect, which is Rocky Helmet Zapdos. I fake out Quick Attack because Belly Drum Azu is a huge threat, and after Belly Drum damage, a fake out into Quick Attack kills it, so it doesn't become too large of a threat. Dual Stab, pretty self-explanatory, and the EVs, I believe, I creeped Infernate, I'm pretty sure. Let me check, I built this team quite a long time ago. Yeah, I creeped Infernate, yeah, I put the rest in HP, and I can afford to run Adamant, which I believe also, there's a significant difference between Adamant and Jolly. I forgot on which mon though. Like I said, I built this team like 2 weeks ago. So the next mon we have here is Bandit Tyranitar. From team preview, the first thing I saw is that he didn't really have any Bandit T-Tar switch-ins, with the exception being Krookodile. And I do expect Krookodile to be Chople because that would be what I would bring, since I have Velopony, and Superpower T-Tar can also be a deadly thing via Sim. Stone Edge, Pursue is to trap Nihilego, or Nihilego, and Crunch is just a stab move that I can spam pretty much. I didn't put any not HP, EVs in speed because I expected all of his base 100 Pokemon to creep my Tyranitar, so I just put them on bulk. It hits hard enough anyways. It's getting 252 Adam hits 403 attack, that's ridiculous. Stone Edge gets a kill every time if I weaken Krookodile, and I heavily doubt he would hard switch Bronzong in on this thing unless he plays really aggressively. So yeah, this Pokemon is my breaker right here, and the main reason I bought this is because I really wanted to pursue trap the Nihilego for my Gengar, which we will get to later. So the next one we have is a Togekiss. So I have Air Slash, Toxic Roost, and Reflect. Air Slash, pretty self-explanatory. Toxic gets ready Zapdos. I did not bring Fire Blast because I felt like there would be no need for it, especially because Nihilego is probably a switch in over Bronzong anyways. So I bought Toxic. I didn't want to bring. I could have bought Thunderwave over Reflect, but I didn't want him to give him a free switch into Zapdos, and so Reflect would be pretty nice overall for Krookodile, Infinite, and Azumarill, and potentially SD Mega Sceptile with Rock Slide. I put max defense to tank hits from Infernape because this is basically my Infernape switch-in. SD Sceptile is also extra, and I didn't need much split up for anything at all, to be perfectly honest. Nihilego, I can't touch it anyways. Zapdos, I can tank a hit, and that's pretty much it. So I just put max defense and Bold Nature to be able to tank hits from Infernape better. Next one we have is Gengar. So this thing I bought Z Hypnosis. This thing, if he brings Scarf Krook over Chople, this thing pretty much just sweeps his team at +1 after Nihilego is weakened, which is what T-Tar is probably going to do in the match. And the coverage that I have hits everything except for Nihilego. And I was considering Psychic, but then I can't hit certain stuffs. I need Focus Blast for Krook, Shadow Ball for like Bronzong and like whatever, and Sludge Wave is like for the top Summon, Zapdos, Infernape, Azumarill, and whatnot. Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory set. I create Infernape with this set as well, max speed, and so Hypnosis I can definitely set up on like Zapdos and like non-Scarfing Infernape and whatnot. So the next one we have is Celebi. So we have a Aqua Celebi with Calm Mind, Recover, Giga Drain, and Psychic. The speed is to create max speed Crocodile, so I can outspeed it if he's not Scarf. Aquaberry is for Infinite, so I can kill it in revenge with a Psychic. And Calm Mind beats pretty much his whole team, honestly. I can set up on Zapdos pretty easily if he doesn't have Heat Wave. Even if he does, I can just beat him 1v1 at +1. And the really only threat to this Pokemon at +1 is probably Infinite, and if I can catch that with a Aqua Berry, then I can potentially sweep. Nihilego doesn't do much to me either if I'm at +1/+2, so overall I feel like this was a pretty good bring. Has nothing to touch Bronzong, but like, I have ways to deal with Bronzong. I can pursue Trap it as well, and honestly I did not expect him to bring it as well. And yeah, so our last one here is our Registeel. It's pretty much a backbone check to Nihilego and Azumarill. Blade Drumming Azumarill is a huge threat. I was considering Rocky Helmet as well, but this set tanks 2 hits from Azumarill, even at +6. And I didn't need any split F anyways, as it was Nihilego already, so my EV spreads for this game are pretty simple, honestly. So yeah, let's get directly into the game. So here we have the game, and I might want to adjust this so you can see everything better. Oops. So yeah, sorry about that. Had some technical difficulty right there. So here we have the matchup. He bought Zapdos, Infernape, Crocodile, Mega Sceptile, Nihilego, and Miltank. So first thing that I noticed when I came into this game is that Lopunny has a field day with his team once I weakened the Zapdos, and I expected Scarf Crocodile, Rocky Helmet Zapdos, and some variants of Sceptile, I don't know. But he didn't bring Azumarill, which is huge as well, because that means that's a huge threat out of the way. And yeah, that's pretty much everything that I noticed from preview. And I believe I led, I don't know what I led actually. Yeah, I led Lopunny because, like I said, it did a lot vs his team as he leads Crocodile. So he reveals Intimidate, which makes me think that he isn't Scarf and he's Chople, which is why I went for a direct hard switch into my Tyrann. My bad. I faked out the Crocodile to see what he would do first, as he goes straight into Zapdos. Reveals not to be Rocky Helmet, which is huge because I don't want Lopunny to get weakened because it's so good vs his team. On the other hand, Leftovers is annoying for me as well, but in this scenario I can just go hard into my Tyranitar on the Zapdos, so he goes for a discharge. Here, since I already know that Crocodile is Intimidate, I know for a fact that he is most likely not going to stay in, so I went hard for the superpower, predicting the Crocodile. And I do manage to catch on switching, and I do about 55% after the Chople. Oh, 60% actually. That does way more than anticipated. I go hard into Togekiss, expecting EQ or a Stealth Rock, and right here he goes for the EQ, which is great for me. Rocks on up because I don't have removal on this team. As I double back into T-Tar, expecting the Nihilego or the Zapdos, because those two are probably his switch-ins to his Togekiss, which is what I would, and T-Tar covers both of them, basically. As he goes for a taunt again, which is pretty weird in my opinion. As I go back into Togekiss, and now I decided to double back into T-Tar again, as he just goes for a knockoff. So at this point I was like, okay, I don't know what he's trying to catch. I'm assuming he's just trying to sack his Crocodile, which is fine by me. So I just go back into my Togekiss and just click the Air Slash and killed off his Crocodile. So I believe that if I was him, I would probably have went into my Zapdos or Nihilego and preserved Crocodile, because it could have been useful to get off rocks on Registeel and whatnot if he had it, although I doubt he did. But a knockoff onto Registeel could have also been pretty decent as well, and Nihilego and Zapdos was always a safe switch-in. So he goes into Nihilego right here. I'm just gonna go into my Registeel. It is my wall as it goes for the rocks. And now I believe I go for my own rocks to weaken his Zapdos and whatnot. Here, I think a Toxic. I'm not sure. Did I even have Toxic? No, I didn't. I'm getting confused with my Week 3 game. So, I decided to go for my rocks on his Zapdos switch-in, and I believe I went into my T-Tar here as he doubled into his Infernape, which is a pretty good play by him, not gonna lie. And right here, I decided to preserve my T-Tar because I didn't want his Infernape to Scarf Flare Blitz sweep me, so I go hard into my Togekiss on his U-turn, so, as he goes into Zapdos. So right here, I believe I Toxiced this Zapdos because I lived any hit at this range, or no, I went into Celebi actually, yeah. So I went into Celebi as he goes for the Discharge, and it does parasitic damage, and right here I can just go for the Calm Mind very safely, or yeah, I went for the Calm Mind. After Aqua Berry, Flare Blitz does about 66% to my Celebi. So right here, I go for the Recover, scouting for the Heat Wave, and see what he can do to me. So goes for the Heat Wave, waste my Aqua, unfortunate. But Celebi still has a potential chance to live a Scarf Apes Flare Blitz from full. Does about 98%, and right here I can just Recover spam. Let's go for the Sidekick, going for Spit F drops and whatever. The reason I didn't spam Calm Mind is because I didn't want him to go hard into Infernape on my Calm Mind, in which case I would have a weakened Celebi, and it really wouldn't be a good situation for me. So right here, he goes into his Meal Tank, as I am at +2, I go for the Psychic, expecting a Toxic, but I do get rid of the Meal Tank, which is pretty huge for me, as it opens up room for my Gengar as well. And right here, I am in range of a Flare Blitz, so I decided to switch out and sack my Togekiss, I believe. But he actually goes for the U-turn and goes into Zapdos as I Toxic this turn. Weakening this thing would be great for my Lopunny, which is why I went for a Toxic straight away. Let's go for the Discharge, and that takes my Togekiss out. And right here I decided to go into my Celebi, I believe, to just Recover Store this thing. So nothing really much to see here. But on the last turn, he actually decided to Roost instead, so this gives me an opportunity to Calm Mind up. Not that it matters anyway, since Infernape is just going to revenge me later on after this thing dies. But here I just keep on Recover Storing as he dies to the Toxic damage as he goes for a Discharge. Last ditch effort to attempt your power, I believe. Here he goes into this Infernape. So at this point, I expected, in my mind, he was Scarf Infernape. There is no doubt in my mind that he was Scarf Infernape. And my mentality was, I lived a Flare Blitz, or I had potential to live a Flare Blitz if he was Jolly. And I lived the U-turn. And if he goes for Flare Blitz and kills me off, I can just go into my Tyranitar and Pursuit Trap him. In which case my Lopunny just cleans up afterwards. So that was my mentality. As he goes for the U-turn and he actually kills. So this gives me information that he is either Expert Belt Infernape, or Flare Blitz Infernape. So I mean not Flare Blitz, Choice Band Infernape. So not Scarf, meaning Lopunny outspeeds, which is actually really good for me. So right here I decided to go into my Lopunny on the Sceptile because right here, Fake Out plus another Fake Out plus a Quick Attack kills the Sceptile. So what I was planning to do here is to Fake Out the Sceptile, sack the Tyranitar, go into Lopunny again, Fake Out Quick Attack, and take out the Sceptile. Quick Attack take out Infernape after rocks at this range, and if he's not, and I don't think Scarf the Nihilego can kill my Lopunny one shot, so I decided to go for the Fake Out right here as he goes into the Nihilego and reveals to be leftovers, which is why I went hard for the H-Gate and it kills off the Nihilego. Infernape comes in, I sack my Tyranitar as he goes for the U-turn. Now he doubles into his Sceptile, so goes for the EQ, takes me out. Now I can just go into my Lopunny, Fake Out Quick Attack, the Sceptile, and then Quick Attack into the Infernape for the win. So overall, this was a pretty good game. Palidan didn't make any aggressive plays, which is why I was able to win without making much aggressive plays myself, since I had a matchup. So overall, this was a really fun game, and we managed to bounce back from the hacks, or not the hacks, but the crit last week. So yeah, GG to Paladin, and I will be uploading my week 3 game with Jacko as well soon. Yeah, see you.